Hello dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll discuss 2-mark important questions along with answers, as we have only one day left for social examination. Based on many students' request, I am posting this video along with answers. So after the completion of this video, if you watch the complete video, after the completion of this video, definitely you'll be able to remember all these answers. So when I'm reading the question along with answers, do try to repeat with me. Along with you, my students are also sitting with me, they'll be reciting the answer. So try to recite the answer with me so that it will be easy for you to revise these questions during exam. Now we'll move to first question. Discuss the reason that resulted in the discovery of new sea route to India. We should list down the reasons that resulted in the discovery of new sea route to India. The first point is, in 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople and brought all the routes connecting the city under its control. Do repeat. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople and brought all the routes connecting the city under its control. So hopefully you have understood the first point. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople and brought all the routes connecting the city under its control. Next, the second point, the Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through routes, making trade unprofitable. The Turks started imposing too much of taxes on the goods, hence the trade was unprofitable. So do repeat with me. The Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through the routes, making trade unprofitable. Moving to third point, the invention of new scientific instruments like compass, astrolabes and gunpowder provided further impetus to this venture, that is the discovery of new sea route to India. Repeat with me. The invention of compass, astrolabes and gunpowder provided further impetus to this venture. Students will try to recap the reasons that resulted in the discovery of new sea route to India is, in 1453, Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople and brought all the routes connecting the city under its control, and also the Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through the routes, making trade unprofitable. And also the invention of new scientific instruments like compass, astrolabes and gunpowder provided further impetus to this venture. Hopefully I have understood all these 3 points. If you write all these 3 points, you will get 2 marks. Now moving to next question, very important question. Describe the system of dual government. Students, the dual government was introduced by Robert Clive. The first point is, the system of dual government was introduced by Robert Clive. Repeat with me. The system of dual government was introduced by Robert Clive. Dual means two. That means there will be two system of administration. That is, under this system, the British got the right to collect land taxes, and while the Nawab looked after the overall administration as also the administration of justice. Repeat with me. Under the system, the British got the right to collect taxes, while Nawab looked after overall administration. The British got the right to collect tax, whereas the Nawab looked after the administration and also administration of justice. This enabled the British to collect land taxes without responsible for the administration. If you write at least the first 2 points, you'll get 2 marks for this question. Just we'll do a small recap. Do listen properly. Do try to repeat. The system of dual government was introduced by Robert Clive. Under the system, the British got the right to collect tax, whereas the administration was looked after by the Nawab. So moving to third question, fall of Constantinople led to the discovery of new sea route to India. The answer is same as the first question. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople and brought all the routes connecting the city under its control, and also the Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through the routes, making trade unprofitable. And also the invention of compass, astrolabes and gunpowder provided further impetus to this venture of discovering new sea route to India. So because of fall of Constantinople, many people tried to invent new sea route to India to make their trade profitable. Moving to fourth question, students try to understand. In examination, try to write the answers point-wise. How could the British place Indian states under their control through Subsidiary Alliance? Students, under the policy of Subsidiary Alliance, the British could place any Indian state under their control. By using the concept of Subsidiary Alliance, the British could able to place Indian state or any Indian province under its control. The Indian kings had to keep the British army in his kingdom, and hence maintenance of the army became easy for the British. This is what the Subsidiary Alliance. The king had also to keep a British resident in his kingdom. The king could not appoint any other European without the permission of the British. He had to take the permission of the Governor General to enter into any agreement or pact. So because of all these reasons, the British could able to place Indian states under their control. What? By introducing many cunning policies like this. Do repeat with me. Under the policy of Subsidiary Alliance, the British could place any Indian state under their control. The Indian kings who have accepted Subsidiary Alliance had to keep British army in his kingdom, and also the king is responsible for maintenance of the army, and the king had to keep a British resident under his kingdom. The king could not appoint any other European without the permission of the British. He had to take the permission of the Governor General to enter into any agreement or pact. Through these policies, the British could able to place Indian states under their control. Moving to fifth question, how did the doctrine of Lapse support the expansion of British Empire in India? Lord Dalhousie came to India as a Governor General in 1848. In order to integrate the Indian princely states with the British Empire, he adopted the policy of Doctrine of Lapse, according to which adopted children of Indian kings had no right over the throne. Thus, states did not have natural heirs merged with British Empire. Students, Lord Dalhousie came to India as a Governor General in 1848, and in order to integrate What he did? He introduced the policy of Doctrine of Lapse. According to this, the adopted children of Indian kings had no right over the throne. Hence, the states did not have natural heirs. Merged with what? British Empire. So do repeat with me. Lord Dalhousie came to India as Governor General in 1848 in order to integrate the Indian princely states with the British Empire. He adopted the policy of Doctrine of Lapse, according to which adopted children of Indian kings had no right over the throne. Thus, Indian states that did not have natural heirs merged with British Empire. Next question. 18th century in Indian history is considered as the century of political problems. Why? Because the death of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1707 weakened the Mughal Empire, and also the Mughal lost political control over South India. As a result, several political struggles took place in Carnatic region. Earlier, the death of Chikkar Devaraja Odear in 1704 had created problems of succession and administration in Mysuru. All these developments led to what? Political problems in India. And also there are many reasons are there. At least 2 points is enough to score 2 marks. Repeat with me. The death of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1707 weakened the Mughal Emperor. The Mughals lost political control over South India. As a result, several political struggles took place in the Carnatic region. Earlier, the death of Chikkar Devaraja Odear in 1704 had created problems of succession and administration in Mysuru. All these developments led to political problems. Next question. Why did Bedas of Halagali rebel against the British? Because the Bedas of Halagali had always kept weapons with them as a part of their customs and also for the purpose of hunting. The Bedas of Halagali had what? Had always kept weapons with them for a part of the custom and also for the purpose of hunting. But in 1857, the British banned the use of weapons and asked them to surrender the weapons. Hence, the Bedas of Halagali rebelled against the British. The Bedas kept weapons with them as a part of their customs and for the purpose of hunting. But in 1857, the British banned the use of weapons. This angered the what? Bedas of Halagali to rebel against the British. Do repeat with me. The Bedas of Halagali had always kept weapons with them as part of their customs and also for the purpose of hunting. In 1857, the British banned the use of weapons and asked them to surrender the weapons. Hence, the Bedas of Halagali rebelled against the British. Eighth question. The condition of Indian soldiers in the British army was very pathetic. Justify. The condition of Indian soldiers in the British army was very pathetic because the status, salary and the opportunities for the promotion the British soldiers enjoyed were not given to Indian soldiers. The pressure put on the Indian soldiers to work overseas created the resentment among them due to their religious beliefs. There was severe dissatisfaction when they were asked to use new Enfield rifles. So, students, the condition of the Indian soldiers in the British Army was very pathetic because the status, salary, and opportunities for the promotion that the British soldiers enjoyed were not given to the Indian soldiers. The pressure put on the Indian soldiers to work overseas created what? Resentment among them due to their religious belief. There was severe dissatisfaction when they were asked to use new Enfield rifles because there were rumors spread that the new Enfield rifles were smeared with pig fat. Repeat with me, the condition of Indian soldiers in the British Army was pathetic because the status, salary, and opportunities for promotion that British soldiers enjoyed were not given to Indians. The pressure put on Indian soldiers to work overseas created resentment among them due to their religious beliefs. There was severe dissatisfaction when they asked to use new Enfield rifles because the rumor was spread that the rifles was smeared with pig and cow fat. Explained drain theory. Dadabhai Naoroji explained the transfer or the drain of Indian wealth from India to England through scientific statistics. He maintained that encouraging imports and reducing exports created a situation unfavorable to India, leading to a drain of wealth from India to England. This is called as drain theory. Who introduced drain theory? It was introduced by Dadabhai Naoroji. It explained the transfer or the drain of wealth from India to England. He encouraged more imports and reducing export led to what? Situation unfavorable to Indian businessmen, leading to drain of wealth from India to England. Do repeat with me. Dadabhai Naoroji explained the transfer of wealth from India to England through scientific statistics. He maintained that encouraging imports and reducing exports created a situation unfavorable to India, leading to drain of wealth from India to England. Next question, very important question. How was Goa liberated from the Portuguese? Portugal continued to control Goa even after India's independence. Even after India getting their independence, the Goa was under the control of Portuguese. A sustained movement was held to protest against the Portuguese occupation. A movement was held to protest against the Portuguese occupation, but the Portuguese brought in additional troops from Africa and Europe and tried to consolidate their power. When the movement began, the Portuguese brought additional troops from what? Africa and Europe and tried to show their power. But in 1955, Satyagrahis from different parts of India entered Goa and began a movement demanding that the Portuguese should leave India. In 1961, with the help of Indian Army, the India took Goa under its control. Very important 2 mark question. Do repeat with me. Portuguese continued to control Goa even after India's independence. A sustained movement was held to protest against the Portuguese occupation, but the Portuguese brought additional troops from Africa and Europe and tried to consolidate their power. But in 1955, Satyagrahis from different parts of India entered Goa and began a movement demanding that the Portuguese should leave India. And in 1961, India Army intervened and took Goa under its control. Students, write the answers point-wise in the examination. Don't write paragraph-wise, write point-wise. If you write all these points, definitely you can get 2 out of 2 marks. So next question, how did Junagadh join the Indian Union? The Nawab of Junagadh wanted to merge his province with Pakistan. So the Nawab of Junagadh wanted what? He wanted to merge the Junagadh province with Pakistan, but the people of Junagadh opposed the Nawab's plan. The people revolted against him, and unable to face the situation, he fled from his kingdom. On the request of Diwan of Provinces, army was sent to Junagadh to maintain law and order. Hence Junagadh joined what? Indian Union. Repeat with me. The Nawab of Junagadh wanted to merge his province with Pakistan, but the people of Junagadh opposed Nawab's plan. The people revolted against the Nawab, and unable to face the situation, he fled from his kingdom. On the request of Diwan of Provinces, army was sent to Junagadh to maintain law and order. Hence, Junagadh joined Indian Union. Now moving to the next question. How did government solve the Tibetan refugee problem? People of Tibet started arriving in India as refugees in 1959. In the year 1959, people from the Tibet started arriving in India as refugees. This is during Nehru's prime ministership. In 1960, the government of Karnataka sanctioned 3,000 acres of land to Tibetan refugees at Bailakuppe. Today it is one of the major Tibetan settlements in India. At present there are about 1,20,000 Tibetan refugees in India. So in 1959 the people of Tibet started arriving in India during the Nehru's prime ministership. In 1960, our government of Karnataka sanctioned 3,000 acres of land to Tibetan refugees at Bailakuppe. Today, it is one of the major Tibetan settlements in India. At present, there are about 1,20,000 Tibetan refugees in India. Do repeat with me. The people of Tibet started arriving in India. The people of Tibet started arriving in India as refugees. In 1959. This is during Nehru's prime ministership. In 1960, the government of Karnataka sanctioned 3,000 acres of land to Tibetan refugees at Bailakuppe. Today it is one of the major Tibetan settlements in India. At present, there are about 1,20,000 Tibetan refugees in India. Moving to next question. What are the problems faced in independent India? That means after the independence, what are the problems faced by India? There are many problems faced by India. At least if you write minimum 4 problems, you will get 2 marks. The problems faced by India after independence are communal rights, re- communal rights, rehabilitations of refugees, integration of princely states into Indian Union, and reorganization of states, stabilization of economic system, formation of government, forming a constitution, strengthening of military, strengthening of social fabric to bring about social equality, and formation of new foreign policies. These are the problems faced by independent India. Minimum 4 points should be written in exam to score 2 marks. Moving to next question. How was Pondicherry liberated from the French? The French continued to hold on to Pondicherry and other places even after India getting independence. The Congress, Communists and others carried on a struggle urging that these places should be a part of India. As a result, these places joined India in 1954. So India, after attaining independence, the French tried to hold the control of Pondicherry, but the Congress, Communists and other parties carried on a struggle urging that these places should be a part of India. As a result, the Pondicherry joined India in 1954. Now students, moving to next question. What are the aims of foreign policy of India? The aims of foreign policy of India are national security, enriching national economy, spreading the cultural richness of our country in other countries, increasing the number of friendly nations, achieving world peace, and promoting peaceful coexistence. Students, if they ask for 3 marks, you should write all the points. For 2 marks, any 4 points is enough. Do repeat with me. The aims of India's foreign policy are national security, enriching national economy, spreading the cultural richness of our country in other countries, increasing the number of friendly nations, achieving world peace, and promoting peaceful coexistence. These are the aims of India's foreign policy. Now we'll be moving to the next important question. What are the principles of Panchsheela? Panchsheela, or the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, were enunciated in the government signed in 1954 between Jawaharlal Nehru and Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai. The principles of Panchsheela are, students, if you write these points is enough, no need of these points. The principles of Panchsheela are mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity or sovereignty, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, mutual assistance and equality, peaceful coexistence. These are the 5 principles of Panchsheela. Do repeat with me. Mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, mutual assistance and equality, peaceful coexistence. Students, after completion of 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 mark question from my worksheet, I'll be posting additional question from Akashwani program. So additional question will be posted as a separate video. Moving to next question. Why is India championing the cause of disarmament as very important for the present day world? India is against the use of arms. Why? The race of arms seems to be the most dangerous phenomena of the present day world. See, the race for the arms, use of arms, is very dangerous phenomena for the present day world because it can lead to the world wars. As the saying goes, we have to end war or the war will end us. The race for Armaments creates insecurity, fear, instability and threat of war in the world. Because of these reasons, India is what against the use of arms. The increased production and stockpiling of arms can push the world into brink of another major war. The race for arms is certainly pushing the world to a catastrophe. Do repeat with me, the race for arms. Do repeat with me, the race for arms seems to be the most dangerous phenomena of the present day world, as the famous quote says that we have to end war or war will end us. The race for armaments creates insecurity, fear, instability, threat of war in the world. The increased production and stockpiling of arms can push the world to the brink of another major war. The race for arms is certainly pushing the world to a catastrophe. See, students, these are the very important point. The race for arms creates what? Insecurity, fear, instability and threat for war in the world. Because of these reasons, India is championing the cause of disarmament in the present day world. Very important question. What are the factors which influence India's foreign policy? Our foreign policy has been influenced by both national and international issues such as national interest. The factors that influence India's foreign policy are national interest, geographical interest, political situation, economic interest, military issues, public opinion and international situation. These are the factors on which our Indian foreign policy depends. Do repeat with me. Our foreign policy has been influenced by both national and international issues such as national interest, geographical interest, political situation, economic interest, military issues, public opinion, international situation. Next question. What are the main problems faced after the Second World War? The major problems that emerged after Second World War were denial of human rights, arms race, economic equality, racism and terrorism are the problems faced after Second World War. Repeat, the problems that emerged after Second World War are denial of human rights, arms race, economic inequality, racism and terrorism. These are the problems faced after Second World War. Moving to next question. What are the features of economically backward countries? The features of economically backward nations are lack sufficient capital to develop agriculture, industry, transport, communication, science, education, etc. These countries were under what? Colonial rule. Because of that, these countries called as backward countries. Students, if any of the extra questions is asked in the examination, by looking at the question itself, you can attempt the question by understanding the question, but in examination you should try to attempt all the 38 questions. You should not leave a single question in the exam. At least if you attempt the question, you may get half to 1 mark. What are the features of economically backward countries? The features of economically backward countries are they lack sufficient capital to develop agriculture, industry, transport, communication, science, education. These countries were under colonial rule. Repeat with me. The economically backward nations lack capital to develop agriculture, industries, transport, communication, science education, etc. These countries were under colonial rule. Next question, which factor influence the division of labor? On what factors the division of labor depends? The division of labor depends on interest, taste, skill, age, ability, talent, special skills, gender of people, and also doing the work. These are the factors which influence the division of labor. You can expect for 2 marks. Next question, difference between economic labor and social labor. Economic labor goes with technical and people's cooperation, whereas social labor deals with or achieves social control to class status and stratification. This question has been asked in model paper. Moving to next question, explain the nature of mob. Student, what do you mean by mob? Mob is a temporary assembly of people around a common interest without any expectation or planning. So the temporary assembly of people around a common interest without any expectation or planning is called as mob. The nature of mobs, the members of mob are easily influenced by emotional feelings and opinions. There is also possibility of display of suppressed feelings. Many times such displays assume violent form. Such unrestrained behavior reflects the shortcomings of society. It displays the short outcomes of the society. What do you mean by mob? Mob is a temporary assembly of people around a common interest without any expectation or planning, and the members of mob are easily influenced by emotional feelings and opinion. There is also possibility of display of suppressed feelings. Many a time such feelings assume what? Violent form. Such unrestrained behavior reflects the shortcomings of society. So there are many points in the textbook you can add for 2 marks. This answer is enough. Now moving to next question, what is women's movement? Give example. Women's movement is a movement opposing the patriarchal values exploiting women and the creation of inequality on basis of gender. This is called as women's movement. What is women's movement? It is a movement opposing the patriarchal values, exploiting women, and the creation of inequality on the basis of gender. Examples are the alcohol prohibition movement is an example for women's movement. There are many such examples. You can make a note from the textbook. Mob violence is an antisocial activity. Why? Because mob violence is an antisocial activity because it results in the destruction of public property, and it creates confusion, creates law and order problem, result in the death of public, and leads to dominance of antisocial elements, leads to communal, racial and caste violence. These are the reasons we call what? Mob violence as an antisocial activity. Explain the meaning and nature of environmental movements. Environmental movements are the movements aimed for preserving biological system. So it is the environmental movements are the movements which is aimed toward the preserve the biological system or the environment. This movement developed over a period of time and do not appear instantly. The movements, they do not appear instantly. It takes time. These movements usually relate to exploitation of nature, exploitation of water resources, and displacement of tribal people. Students, next question, difference between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, and also West Coast Plains and East Coast Plains. All these questions are very important. Additional question whatever I've missed, I'll be posting in further videos. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats, they run parallel to west coast of India. Eastern Ghats, they run parallel to east coast of India. They are higher than Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats are lower than Western Ghats. Western Ghats are continuous. Eastern Ghats are not continuous. Very simple question to score. 2 marks. Western Ghats run parallel to West Coast. Eastern Ghats run parallel to East Coast. Western Ghats are higher than Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats are lower than Western Ghats. Western Ghats are continuous, whereas the Eastern Ghats are not continuous. Moving to next question. Economic importance of Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is rich in minerals, thick forest and biodiversity. The Peninsular Plateau is rich in minerals, thick forest and biodiversity. It influences southwest monsoons also. It is covered with black soil, which is very useful for agriculture. The Western Ghats is the birthplace of it is the birthplace of many South Indian rivers, which are useful for generation of hydroelectricity. Hence, and also they have some well-known beautiful hill stations which attracts many tourists. Hence, economically it has more importance. Next question, describe the economic importance of northern mountains. The Himalayas influence the life of people of India to a great extent. They act as a natural frontiers and prevent foreign invasion, and they obstruct the cold winds from Central Asia. They obstruct rain-bearing winds and cause heavy rainfall. Their slopes have thick forests and ideal for plantation crops. These are the economic importance of northern mountains. Repeat with me. They act as a natural frontiers and prevent natural invasions. They obstruct the cold winds from Central Asia. They obstruct rain-bearing winds which cause heavy rainfall. Their slopes have thick forests which are ideal for plantation crops. Moving to next question. What are the factors that influence the climate of India? And also questions like which are the important seasons of Indian climate? All these are very important. 2 more questions. The main factors that influence the climate of India are location, water bodies, relief features, monsoon winds, ocean currents, latitude and distance from the sea. These are the factors which influence the climate of India. What are the factors that influence the climate of India? Repeat with me. Location, water bodies, relief features, monsoon winds, ocean currents, latitude, and also distance from the sea. Next, which are the important seasons of Indian climate? Winter season from December to February, summer season from March to May, rainy season from June to mid-September, retreating monsoon season from mid-September to November. And also students, I have posted 1 mark questions video that is also very important for MCQs and 1 mark questions. List out the methods of soil conservation. What are the ways we can conserve the soil? Is by afforestation and reforestation, control overgrazing, and by practice of counter farming, construction of check dams, counter bunding, gully control and bench terracing. These are the ways by which we can conserve the soil. Conservation methods to conserve soil, or we can say that to prevent soil erosion. Afforestation, reforestation, control overgrazing, counter farming, construction of check dams, counter bunding, gully control and bench terracing. Mention any 4 measures for conservation of forest. Control of deforestation, restriction on grazing, control of forest fires, prevention of encroachment on forest. These are the 4 ways which we can use to conserve the forest. What are the causes for the destruction of forest? Students, all these questions can be answered on your own. In case if you feel any answer is difficult, you can make points from textbook or what are the answers you have already studied. What are the causes for the destruction of forest? Expansion of agricultural land, construction of roads and railways, irrigation projects, industrialization, urbanization, overgrazing, forest fires, etc. are the main causes for destruction of forests. What are the objectives of multi-purpose river valley projects? There are many points are there. At least 4 points is enough to score 2 marks. To provide water for irrigation, control floods, to generate hydroelectricity, to prevent soil erosion, to develop inland waterways and fishing, to provide recreation facilities, to provide water for domestic purpose and industries, and to reclaim land for agriculture and also for afforestation. These are the objectives of multi-purpose river valley project. Next question, which are the financial institutions which providing assistance to an entrepreneur? This question has been asked in preparatory paper. IDBI Bank, that is Industrial Development Bank of India, National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development, Small Industries Development Bank of India, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, Commercial Bank, State Finance Corporation, Unit Trust of India, Export and Import Bank, that is Exim Bank, Life Insurance Corporation of India. These are the financial institutions which provide assistance to entrepreneur. Any 4 points is enough to score 2 marks. At least try to write 5 to 6 points in the examination. In case of any incorrect points, still you will get 2 marks. Mention the importance of Consumer Protection Council. The importance of Consumer Protection Council are right to protection, right to information, right to choice, right to be heard, right to seek readdressal exploitation, right to stop exploitation, right to healthy environment. These are the importance of Consumer Protection Council or the functions of Consumer Protection Council. So the major functions of Consumer Protection Council are, the major function of Consumer Protection Council is to promote and protect the rights of consumer. The main function of Consumer Protection Council is to protect the right of the customer and also accord importance and safety with quality and avoid production and sale of dangerous goods and services. You can include the answers of 37 in 38 to score 2 marks. Students, these are the 38 questions, 38 important questions. With this, I'll be posting additional question from Akashvani program. Akashvani program is very important. I've already prepared the video, will be posting soon. Until then, try to revise all these questions. Thank you for watching the video. Do subscribe the channel and also join the Telegram group for important notifications. Thank you.